Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Long time no see. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Ania and I'm so happy to say that I'm back with another bullet journal video. I have been gone for a while and I really can't wait to catch you guys up to where I've been. So grab a coffee or tea in your bullet journal and let's go ahead and get into this video. So from here, we're gonna jump right into the setup, and I decided to do a very minimal cover page. And I decided to go with this really beautiful picture of some huge pillars, and I just thought that it fit the theme really well, which, if you haven't figured it out yet, it's loosely based off of Greek mythology. So I just thought that it was so elegant and beautiful and something that I've never done before. And I also found this really great stencil that was really helpful in bringing this theme together. So I really love it and I really hope that you guys enjoy it too. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. I've always wanted this channel to be a safe and creative space for people who love bullet journaling, organization, and productivity. So if you enjoy any of those things, be sure to stick around, maybe click the subscribe button. And if you're returning, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really didn't necessarily mean to take a 5-month break, but life happened and it just ended up being something that I really needed to do for myself. So going back to this cover page really quick, there's that beautiful photo I was talking about before, and I decided to do some loosely based flowers to decorate the bottom, just to add a little extra something to the cover page. But it's so simple and so beautiful, and so that's why I just really love the way that it came together. So this is the point in the video where I forgot to light the candle, so you'll see me lighting it now to really set the vibe and really make it cozy. And I really had so much fun filming this video. There was some trial and error, of course, because this is my first video in 5 months and I previously had not really picked up my camera to do anything like this before. So I really tried to make it as special as I could. And as you'll see right now, I'm drawing a big 2-page calendar. And the reason that I decided to do this is because I am a full-time student, as some of you guys may know. And of course, this month is November. So I have a lot going on with college applications for transferring. And there's also midterms happening right now. So I figured I could use all the space that I could get. And also the fact that Christmas is literally around the corner. How did that even happen? I feel like I literally blinked and now it's almost 2022. So yeah, there's just a lot going on and I just really felt like I needed the space this month. And so 2-page calendar it is. I also decided to use some paper from a book, and I just went to the dollar store and found a book that had paper that I kind of liked, and then I used that, and it was really cool. Something I have not done in my bullet journal before, and it was a really cool addition. So I hope you guys like it as well. Alright, so things have been pretty crazy in my life since my last video in June. As I mentioned before, I didn't necessarily plan on taking a 5-month break, but that is just what happened. A lot of personal things that I don't necessarily want to divulge on the internet have been going on, and it has caused a lot of stress and anxiety, and I know a lot of people have been dealing with those emotions since the pandemic started. And for some of us, I guess it just really started to hit us later than others. I feel like I had a pretty good sense of awareness for the first part of the craziness of the pandemic, but as things have just dragged on, it just really started to affect me negatively, and it just really spiraled out of control. I don't even know how else to explain it. I just really felt worn out and completely just devoid of motivation and inspiration, and also having to deal with having bad sleep, which I know some of you guys have also dealt with, but I feel like when you can't sleep, that is the worst thing ever, because I personally just can't function without sleep. I love sleep, and so not being able to do it at all was just not working for me. And so because of that, I decided to take a step back from some of the main stressors in my life, one of those including work. So I am still working, just a little bit less now. And it was just one of those things where I couldn't convince myself that it was worth it to just, push forward when I was feeling so terrible. So I just decided I'm just gonna take a break. And sometimes we just need a break. That's all I have for you. Like that's the moral of the story. Sometimes you just need a break. And I'm really glad looking back that I decided to take one when I did, because so much stuff ended up happening afterwards, and I really had the availability to help when I was able to. So it kind of worked out for the best. So going back to this calendar spread that I'm working on, as you can see, I added this gorgeous paper up at the top that I actually found this picture on Pinterest, and I decided to print it on brown craft paper. Oh my God, such a good decision. I really, really, really loved the way that this came out. So I'm super happy with that. It just added this really like extra element to my bullet journal this month, and I really, really enjoyed it. All right, so next up we are going straight into our habit tracker. Those of you who have followed me for a little bit, you guys know I like to keep my habit tracker simple but effective. And as always, it just works for me. So this is used for tracking habits, wellness, and sleep, which, as I was just talking about, not being able to sleep is not great. And I feel like tracking it and seeing like, which nights you slept better and then which habits you completed or what things you did that day that maybe helped you sleep better. Like for example, a lot of people say that they need to be doing stuff all day in order to get worn out, in order to go to sleep when they need to get the amount of rest that they need, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, so I decided that I was really happy that I actually was able to just pick up my bullet journal and get this done so that I can feel like a human being again and feel like I have my life together. So that was one of the big ones. The stencil coming in clutch, I think it just really added such an extra layer to the spreads. And I usually just do like calligraphy or my own handwriting, but I found the stencil and I was just like, it's perfect. It's literally perfect for the spread. So everything kind of just came together, which is good because I almost didn't post this video at all. And I've been thinking about it, like just really missing filming videos, missed being creative. But when you're worn down, it's just like, it's so hard to be in a creative mindset because I feel like it requires a little bit of motivation and inspiration. I didn't have any of those things. Like, I just wanted to lay down. I just wanted to sleep. So anyway, yeah, so I really love the way that this came together. Super simple, as I mentioned. All right, so in speaking of not posting this video, potentially, I really was a little bit nervous to come back to my channel just because I was afraid that I wouldn't provide enough value. And I know that I always preach like it doesn't matter, what you do in your bullet journal. It just matters that it works for you. And, somebody will find inspiration from that, regardless of if you think it's the best or not. I always try to preach that because it's true, but I really fell into that mindset of just like, there are people who are doing much better things than me, like people who can paint really well or people who can draw really well. And, I don't do any of those things. So I kind of felt like, what's the point? And that's such a bad place to be. But I felt that with all the things that I was going through, I could at least provide, hopefully, at least one person value, and just being like, you're gonna go through bad things and that's okay. You just got to get through it and you'll be able to get back on your routines and the things that you love. I didn't quit bullet journaling because I hated it and it didn't work for me. I stopped bullet journaling because I wasn't in a good mindset. I think there's a difference, right? So you're gonna have periods where you stop and you don't use it, and that's okay. It doesn't make you like a bullet journal failure. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't mean that you gave up. It's just sometimes you gotta take a step back and reevaluate, and that's fine. It's totally okay. So in this spread, this is a new spread that I'm trying out in my bullet journal, and this is like a weekly spread. So basically it's a spread that is supposed to help me rebuild my routine, again, help me feel like a person again. So the sunset and sunrise represent my morning and night routine. So basically just like, regardless of motivation, just get up and get these things done, So it's just like, simple things like getting up and washing my face, brushing my teeth, getting dressed. I've been trying to get back into running since that's one of the workouts that I actually enjoy doing. I know I know, it's shocker, but yeah, so just writing down the things that, like, okay, definitively in the morning I want to get these done, and then at night I want to get these things done. And then the rest of the days of the week are just for certain tasks that I would want to get done during the week. So for example, we have like doing laundry, what days I want to film videos, what days I want to vacuum my floor, what days I want to deep clean my bathroom, stuff like that. So mostly kind of like chore related things. Some of it is YouTube related, but for the most part, just like kind of keep track of like what I'm doing during the week so that I can make sure everything I need to get done gets done. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about loss of motivation. So losing motivation is pretty hard, but of course people always say, like, if you build good habits and routines, you don't need motivation. You'll be able to do the things that you need to do from day to day, and it'll just be like second nature. And I do believe that is true. I think having really good routines is important. I don't know if, that was enough in my case. Like, I just feel like when you get really, really overwhelmed, it's very easy to fall off routines. Even some of these routines I had been doing for years prior, and I still fell off. So, don't put too much pressure on yourself if you feel like you're kind of falling out of your routine, because inevitably it's going to happen, and you're going to have to create brand new routines or change things up, because you also don't want life to get stagnant. I feel like that was a part of it too. I was doing the same thing every day, day in, day out, and it wasn't exciting. It wasn't, it wasn't motivating. And then, in that state, you can start to lose sight of your goals, which brings us on to the next page, which is my goal spread. So in the past, I've done my goals in like a way that has been like pretty much just putting the same goals every month. It wasn't necessarily like on purpose that I did that, but it was more so that like my main goals were benefiting the yearly goals that I had. So I just broke my yearly goals down into actionable steps, and then I would put that every single month in my bullet journal in my monthly goal section. But I decided to switch that up and instead be more focused towards, okay, what do I actually want to get done this month? Like, of course, I still want to benefit my larger goals, but like, obviously I'm trying to get back into my routine, get back into what I've been doing. So how can I do that? What can I do this month that's going to help me achieve that goal? So I decided to really, really focus in and like really be more specific about what I wanted to do in order to help myself through this harder time. And I would encourage you guys to do the same thing if you are starting to feel kind of like you're losing it, because we're just going to go through this together, and we're just going to try and get through it together. So yeah, I'm now creating a playlist spread. Just going back to my goals page really quick, I love the way that it came out. Again, using that gorgeous picture, I love it. And I also threw some paper down at the bottom. And if you want to see, my goals for the month and how that spread ended up turning out as a whole, of course, follow my Instagram, A is for Ania. That's where I'm going to have all the updates on all these pages and stuff. Now, moving into the playlist spread. I've done this before. I think it's a fun spread. Does it hold any functionality? Not really, but I kind of using it as more of like a self-care spread. So what I mean by that is that these are some of the songs that I've been enjoying this fall, and so I'll obviously have the playlist linked below, but these are just some of the songs that have been like really helping me kind of like ground myself during this time. So a lot of these songs are older songs, but I don't know, they've just been making me feel really good, and I just enjoy listening to them, and they kind of have a lot of nostalgia wrapped around them. So anyway, I've just made a little playlist with these songs on there. So if you guys are interested in listening to any of them, that'll be linked. And I just threw this page together really quick, just thinking about some of the songs that I'm like, okay, what do I enjoy listening to right now? And that's one of the things. Also on my bucket list, completely unrelated, but I really want to try the holiday drinks at Starbucks. I don't know if you guys have, but please let me know which ones were your favorite, because I've been dying to do that. And I'm like, we're gonna count that as self-care too. We'll just rope it in like that. So I want to talk a little bit about like how I'm trying to overcome these emotions I'm having as I finish up this spread and get into the first weekly. So here are some of the things that I did, and some things that you can do if you find yourself in a similar situation. The first thing is just let yourself feel whatever you're feeling. Just acknowledge it. I had days where I literally just laid in bed all day and I just let myself do it because that's just what I needed at the time. The next thing is just to start to focus on things that bring you joy. Sometimes this can be really hard if you're feeling really unmotivated, but I would totally like encourage you to just like paint if you love to paint, watch Netflix, listen to music. For me, it was bullet journaling and thinking about starting it again and thinking about what spreads I could make and all of that. And then the next one is go outside. Like seriously, go outside. It improves your health and your creativity. I know people hate hearing that, but just honestly, like I'm not asking you to run a mile. I'm not asking you to walk around the block. Literally just go outside, 5 minutes, take a deep breath, just take in being in nature, and then you can go back inside and do whatever you want. But if you do that at least once a day or a couple times a day, you will feel better. So yeah, and then if possible, obviously do what I did. Take a step back. You're not going to be a failure. Nobody's going to look down on you. Everybody knows that during this time, things are hard. So just take a step back if you can. Anyway, you guys, we have come to the final flip through. I seriously hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you found any value from this video, please leave a like and a comment and, let me know down below what you liked. Also, you guys, it's almost time to start our new bullet journal. So I really want to know, did you guys buy your 2022 bullet journal yet? If so, which one did you get? I just ordered mine and I'm so freaking excited. But anyway, I hope you guys have a really awesome day and I will see you guys in the next video.